Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elsa and I create content inspired by my love of food, fitness, productivity, lifestyle, all that good stuff. Today's video is all about 12 habits that changed my life. I really wish I would have started applying these habits a lot sooner, but the important part is that you're just trying to grow as a person, and it's never too late to start implementing these habits into your daily routine. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first habit that changed my life was doing daily stretches. I kind of neglected stretching. I would work out and I would run and do all this stuff, and I did a few stretches here and there, but not enough. My body was really tense, really bad neck pain just from being a student and sitting at a desk all day or sitting at work all day. Our bodies get really stiff very easily, and stretching is just a great way to relieve any tension or stress that we have built up throughout the day. Even just little stretches are great. I do some neck rolls like this, back and forth, and go down for a while. And then sometimes I will do one arm rotations on both sides. And that just really helps loosen up your upper body. I just feel so much more relaxed and ready to start my day. It's really amazing what a little bit of stretching can do. It can really just wake you up, which is awesome because I'm always wanting more energy for my day. It's never too late to work on your flexibility, especially as you get older. I know I'm young, right? But later on, I will become more stiff. Just biologically, that's just what happens unless you are conditioned to be flexible. So we want to try to take care of our bodies as much as we can now so that our future selves will thank us later. The second habit that changed my life was drinking water. You probably hear people say this all the time, but it's so true. Drinking water was kind of tough for me because I just forget about it. A great way to help yourself drink more water is to bring a water bottle with you wherever you go. When I go to the store, grocery store, I always make sure to bring a water bottle with me so that I can be sipping on it to my drive there and back home. And you never know how long your trip will be. It's just really about planning, honestly. The third habit that I wish I would have done a lot more of was journaling. So I actually started journaling in 6th grade. It is just really fun to look back at your memories. And it also is such a great stress reliever because sometimes I feel like my brain is so full of all what happened today and everything like that. So it's kind of like a brain dump. I can just spill out everything that I'm thinking or I'm worried about, and then I feel like I sleep a lot better. It just knowing that all those details are on paper and I don't have to remember everything, right? Journaling also really improves your handwriting, and I've seen a drastic improvement just for me. I think it's really because of journaling on paper. I know that you can, do journaling digitally and everything, but I really feel like there's something super special about paper and just writing with your hand, because it's kind of becoming a little bit of a lost art. Just with everything becoming so digital these days. But journaling on paper is great for your handwriting, and also great just to spill your thoughts onto paper. And it's also amazing as a keepsake. The fourth tip kind of goes along with journaling. It's bullet journaling or having a planner or planning system. I purchased my first planner when I was in 7th grade, and it was so fun. I just love planning and I felt so organized. So I can't imagine what my life was like before then, but just having a system where you can know your schedule and know what's going on, you feel a lot more at ease and in control of the situation a little bit, instead of having to worry about, remembering this date and this meeting you scheduled at this place. And if you don't really like the artsy bullet journaling, you can just buy a planner and that's great too. Find what works for you. And if you do decide to bullet journal, the worst thing you can do is think that your spreads have to look Instagram worthy. Those spreads are beautiful, but let's be honest, they are not the most realistic for a busy student who hardly has time to even have any free time, right? So don't put all this like pressure on yourself to make it look perfect, because honestly then it just becomes a bit of a chore instead of fun. So if you do decide to do bullet journaling, don't worry about making it look perfect. It's really just about the functionality and how practical it is for you as an individual. The whole idea of planning is so that you can set your head down on that pillow and just not worry about what you have to do the next day because you already know your schedule. Our fifth habit is getting outside, experiencing nature and all that stuff. When I became more busy with school and I didn't really have time to go like play outside anymore, I just realized that I really did miss going outside, and it wasn't until probably a year or two ago where I rediscovered my love of being outside. So with the exception of allergies and everything, that's not so great about being outside. Going outside just for walking or just to get some sunshine is so beneficial for your physical and mental health. If I'm really frustrated or anxious about something, like it's in school or something, when I go outside, it's just like goes away and I just feel so much better. Sometimes just going outside for a while just really changes your perspective. It's also great for getting vitamin D. Make sure to wear sunscreen too.
There's nothing wrong with not wearing sunscreen, but if you're outside for a long time, it can be damaging to your skin. So make sure you wear sunscreen if you go outside.
The sixth habit is waking up early. And I know this seems very cliche because I've heard a ton of people say it before, but waking up early totally changes everything. I feel so much more peaceful in the morning and I feel really calm and I feel like I don't have to rush. I can take my time in the morning because I'm a person who does not like to rush at all for anything. So waking up early just gives me that time that I need to just kind of collect my thoughts and get ready for the day. Waking up early helps you be more present because it's not so much of a go, go, go mindset. It's more just like relaxed and easygoing, I guess. And also, I mean, who doesn't want to look at the clock and see it's only 8:30 and they've already smashed their workout for the day? Habit number 7 is reading my Bible and devotional every day. I did not actually start this habit until quarantine of 2020. Honestly, I did not like reading, and I know that's a really bad excuse, but I was just not a good reader really till I worked on it, okay? But I just didn't like reading that much, so I didn't read the Bible very much by myself. I just felt like I really needed to start putting more into my relationship with God because I was going to youth group, I was going to church, but I felt like I wasn't really taking personal responsibility and like trying to read God's word. During that summer in quarantine, I decided to read my Bible and devotional every day, and this was awesome because I just felt so much more connected with God. God just reminded me that He is in control and that I can rest in Him, and I can know that He has a plan and a purpose even when the world looks like it's falling apart. So that was just kind of an eye-opener. It really helped me, especially in quarantine, because that was just a really challenging time period. It was just a constant reminder that I can rest in God's goodness. And even if you're not a Christian, you can always pick up a book about like some inspirational book or just a book that teaches you something new. So if you want to learn a new skill or you enjoy reading about a certain topic, go for it. I mean, reading in general is just so good for our brains, especially like if you're out of school and you're not really doing anything, you really want to keep your reading skills up and not let them kind of fall by the wayside. And my devotional was great too. Those are just little short ones that I do about different Bible passages. The 8th habit is daily movement. So I would say that I started implementing this habit into my life probably around 8th grade. I did swimming, so I swam through sophomore year, and that was great for movement. I just realized how much better I feel physically and mentally when I've exercised for the day, and I also sleep a lot better. I've also tried recently to move more frequently throughout the day and not just sit all day in the morning, in the afternoon, and then do a quick workout. Like, it's much more beneficial to your body if you move more throughout the day. Moving doesn't have to be complicated. It can even just be stretching or walking. It doesn't have to be like this intense workout. I think just incorporating some movement throughout the day, 30-ish minutes, is great for just feeling good physically and mentally. So the 9th habit is practicing intuitive eating. As a kid, I was a pretty good intuitive eater. I just kind of ate when I was hungry, stopped when I was full, ate whatever I felt like. So I was great doing that then. And then when I started to get a little bit older, I started hearing things like, oh, you should eat this food, or oh, you shouldn't eat that food, or oh, you're eating too much for your age group, or whatever. And it started to kind of mess with my head. I was kind of like, oh, am I doing something wrong? So then I kind of did not really listen to my hunger anymore, and I kind of started becoming restrictive, and that's never good. So when I discovered intuitive eating, I was like, oh, this is like super balanced. It's just you are hungry, you eat, and when you're not, you don't. It's very simple. And it kind of just gave me that food freedom back, where I can just have a balance of every food and not label food as good and bad. For me, it really changed my life because it gave me that sort of balance back into my eating that I was kind of restrictive about. Now I eat a really balanced diet. Like, I eat fun things, fun junk food, but I also eat healthy food, and I eat all types of food, and I'm not really too restrictive about it other than dietary reasons. I just love that mindset, and it's just really helped me personally just feel a lot more balanced. I highly recommend, if you are having a little bit of trouble blocking out diet culture or just anything in general like that, try intuitive eating, because it really has changed my life in that it's made me more well-rounded instead of just health grind, right? It's all about balance. Habit number 10 is calling loved ones. I started doing this probably about 1 to 2 years ago, specifically with my grandparents. I feel like especially grandparents get forgotten, and they're living by themselves, and it can probably get pretty lonely sometimes. So calling them, it just brightens up their day. It brings me so much joy, but it also brings the people I'm calling or connecting with lots of joy as well. We just really need to love our family, and sometimes we forget to just reach out to people. So calling them is a great way to do this, and there's something really special about the human voice and just how it's so different from just texting. You can do this with your parents, your siblings, a close friend. I really prefer phone calls because I can hear the person's voice. Texting is great too, but it's different in that you don't get to hear that human voice. I think it's also great because it just shifts your perspective. Instead of thinking everything that's about you and what you need, you're setting aside some time to bring others joy and to bring others happiness and just helping others. And I think that was a really great lesson that I learned. If you haven't called anyone recently, maybe consider, connecting with them. And it's just great what giving to someone gives you. When you give to others, you also receive, because you receive that feeling of connectedness and just feeling like you did something good for someone else, you helped someone in an unselfish way. I love that habit. It's not really obviously about like being productive or anything, but I feel like in today's world, we're so worried about what we can do for us and how we can make ourselves better. And that's great, but you also have to remember that there is an aspect of giving back to others, and I think this is a great way to do that. Habit number 11 is throwing things out that need to be thrown out right away, or just in short terms, decluttering frequently. I'm the type of person who loves to keep things in hopes that I'll use them in the future. For example, I might keep a shirt that's too tight in the shoulders just because I don't want to throw it away. This is not good because I just start accumulating tons of junk that I really don't need anymore. It's way better to declutter a little bit at a time instead of waiting until your objects pile up to this mess that you can't stand. Kind of evaluating, like, am I going to use this soon? Is it helpful to me, or is it just taking up unnecessary space? That habit has really helped me kind of clean up and just clear out things that I don't need anymore. I can donate them and they can bring other people joy if I'm not using them anymore. Habit number 12 is food prepping or meal prepping. It just saves you so much time. You already have everything you need, is all in the fridge, it's just waiting to be heated up. For me, I meal prep sweet potatoes, chicken breasts, broccoli, and variations of that. That's the base. And it's great because I never have to question what I'm having for lunch. You can use the chicken for chicken salad, you can put the chicken on a salad, you can use the chicken in a sandwich. There's a lot of variation that can be provided just by having these few ingredients on hand already cooked. It's been a great time saver, especially at lunch when I'm like kind of busy with school and have to grab a bite really quick. Super handy for that. If you live a hectic lifestyle like a lot of people, meal prepping is a huge time saver. It's one less thing you have to worry about. And it can be super tasty too, so let me know if any of you are interested in seeing kind of how I meal prep. I know people do it differently. Mine is super simple and really easy to follow, so if any of you are interested in learning more about that, just leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to do a video about that. So those are my 12 habits that changed my life. I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. Hope you kind of got some, insight into kind of what I've learned throughout some years of living, and I hope that you can also get some, ideas for your own personal growth and development. It's all about just trying to improve slowly. I mean, if you're trying to get all these habits all at once, it won't happen. Development is very slow, so if you have to, incorporating one a month or just something like that is great too. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you would like to see next, and also comment like what's one of your favorite habits that's changed your life, because I'm super interested to know. And I will see you next time. Bye.